Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and more Pillage coverage here as we take a look at the next scenario that the game has for us, and that is the St. Brice's Day Massacre, which has a pretty interesting backstory as well. So the map, which we'll cover in a little bit more in detail here, but kind of a center location where a lot of the action is going to take place, your typical village. But let's take a look here. So it's the year 1002, and England has been subjugated by the Anglo-Saxons for many years. Yet it must also weather regular Norse invasions. Danish colonies have established themselves on the island, creating the Danelaw a century earlier. King Athelred the Unready is afraid that Danes are plotting to seize control of the whole country. On St. Brice's Day, the 13th November, Athelred the Unready orders the massacre of every Dane in the Kingdom of England. The Danes living in Oxford immediately seek refuge in St. Friedeswide's church, or Friedeswide's church, to try and escape the maddened mob. So this one is the first one where we got very specific factions here. So typically attacking as the Anglo-Saxons and defender as the Danes. But of course we could ultimately port the scenario into other variations and really switch up who the attacker and defenders are. This one's typically set at 600 gold pieces per side for force size. The Anglo-Saxon player deploys first within one or more of the table edges. Basically have the whole outside of the table edge, so up to 4 inches in. So really you can come at the opponent from any angle. The Danes deploy second in the defended and barricaded area within 12 of the center table. So you got plenty of room there, but I'm definitely going to need plenty of terrain for cover and hopefully withstand the onslaught. It's an 8-turn game. The objectives here, so to win, the Danish defenders must hold out for 8 turns without the church being burned. So you got 2 parts of that, right? You got to hold out, but also keep the church from burning, right? In contrast, the attackers win if they can burn the church. So actually the attackers don't have to wipe out the opponent. They just got to set the church on fire and get it to burn. So weather, interesting here. So we're getting that as a factor. Turns 1 to 6, clear skies, but towards the end, 7 and 8 will be night fighting conditions. So pretty brutal stuff there. But again, here we can always bring in some variations too. We could start at night and go to the day. We could bring in other adverse weather. We could do this in the winter time and nighttime and all kinds of other fun stuff. So don't always feel like you got to stick exactly to this. If you want to create your own variations, always possible. There are no morale rules in this. Basically, the defenders are there to the last person, and the attackers are just a numberless horde, basically. So, has some special rules. The sections of barricade marked on the map are passable obstacles, but also destructible. Each section has 1 hit point, just like the door to a building. Sections are 3 inches long, but you can change this to match the scenery you have available. So, again, they kind of show you that there. Although, and you could, I guess, change that up a little bit too if you feel like in certain sections that you have better or thicker fortifications, maybe 1 hit point is not enough. An endless tide, so the attacker only deploys half their army before the game of the second and the first turn. In addition, all the attacker's warriors removed as casualties, except for special characters, return to play the turn after they were eliminated during the movement phase. Figures entering play are deployed within 4 of any table edge. They can't move until the turn after they're deployed, so it buys a little bit of time. But yeah, basically the attacker can't run out of guys, and that's part of what will help keep the defender occupied, right, and really going to make it tough to survive those 8 turns. The church, simple church made of wood and cob. It will catch fire in the same way as an ordinary building on a 6 for a figure without a torch, or 4+ if the figure has a torch. So. And then the map itself, so as it mentions, represents the town of Oxford under assault by the Anglo-Saxons. At the center is the church, which is the objective of the game. All around it are houses linked in a makeshift wall by the destructible barricades between them. Few lone stone walls round things out, and we can see that from the map there. Fires or bread ovens are located around the outside of the defended area, and 1 fire inside it. Torches can be gathered from these scenic elements. So, and again, they've got plenty of those placed around the map. We'll take one look, final look. And then if players wish, the defender can place the barricades and even the houses themselves inside the area within 12 of the table center so as to prepare the defenses they think best. So kind of what they're giving us here, right? So we get the attacker deployment area all the way around the outside. the village here. So again, different barricade sections, some walls, thankfully that can't be destroyed, so you can kind of see where some of the areas will be weakest. So this will probably be a good area to attack from, because that's all barricade. Here you got more walls to deal with, but never hurts to fool the defender a little bit and play some games and come at him from all kinds of sides. The church right in the center, right? So defenders need to do everything in their power to keep the opponent away from that. And so in their own area, there is a fire here, or source of fire here, that they're going to definitely want to put some resources into guarding. But the opponent has two over here, another one up here, and nothing down here. So that is going to be a pretty cool scenario, and again, fun to swap that out, right? Just to test out how the opponent would do. But again, you got plenty of variations, and even within the scenario itself, weather coming into play amongst other things, should be a fun scenario. Let us know, guys, if you played this already in Pillage, how that's gone. Did you stick to the normal forces here? Did you run something different? Hit us up in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll have more Pillage for you soon.